Hello, Lab members and Steins Gate fans, 001 here, and welcome to Oka-Talk. It's a little series where I discuss things about Steins Gate or anything else that is Steins Gate related. First topic we're jumping to right now is Okabe's phone a flip phone? It's a mistake that a lot of people make, and a lot of reviewers when they review the model that you can see right there, they say it's a static model, doesn't close, or people on threads, they say something like, hey, do you know where I can find a phone similar to Okabe's flip phone? Well, today I'm trying to prove you all wrong. Okabe's phone is not a flip phone, and here's why. Okay, so there's I understand that you might think it's a flip phone from the entire setting the show is in, the year, the phones you see that other people have, but let's just start out with taking a look at an actual flip phone and see what makes a flip phone. Okay, it's a clamshell flip phone. Now, here is a flip phone that I own. It's somewhat a new model because it has a rotating camera, so you can actually make selfies with it. But yeah, so obviously for a flip phone to be able to open up and close, right, it uses a hinge, right? Now, I mean, that's not rocket science. That's me, by the way, on the thing here. Hey, it's not rocket science. However, it's a very important thing if you want to have your phone. If you want to have your phone to be able to flip, right? Now, the second thing that is very important from a flip phone, every flip phone has this, all right, is that the screen, right, and the keyboard is the same size. So if you close it, right, as you can see, it fits nicely. It's not sticking out somewhere. So this is basically what makes a flip phone, as fast as I can say right now, a flip phone, right? It has the same size, the keyboard and the screen, and it has a hinge to be able to move. Now let's take a look at Okabe's phone right now, right? Let's go and let's see if it has any of the things that a flip phone has, right? So first off, let's look for a hinge, right? Now, I don't see a hinge. People might think that this is something movable, but if it were to be movable, it would either, I don't really know, just move it this way, or like, that wouldn't work, so that's not a hinge. Now, I don't see any other kind of hinges. These seem to be buttons as well, so I don't think that would be very movable. So okay, no hinge. Alright, now let's take a look if it has the screen the same size as the keyboard. Well, if you can already see right now, it obviously doesn't. The screen is a lot bigger than the keyboard. And now if you close it, okay, maybe the keyboard would fit exactly on the screen, but then you would have this sticking out. And then, this is always sticking out, but you have that too, which would be, it wouldn't fit very well. And now this is not a design failure or anything from any creators. As you can see, for example, just look at the camera. Like, look how realistic this looks. If it actually was a flip phone, and it would have a hinge, then whoever created this and designed this awesome prop would have added it in there. Like, the camera looks great, the entire thing looks great. So from this we can say that it does not have a hinge, and it does not have the same sizes, right? Now, if we look at the show, right? If we look at the anime and the visual novel, because I started with the anime, for example, in the first episode, when Okabe meets Kurisu, he grabs his phone, says something stupid, right? We do never see a flipping animation. We do never see a flipping sound. He just takes it out of his pocket. He talks, puts it back in there. So I don't really understand why people get the idea that it is a flip phone. Otherwise, from seeing other people's phones and the setting the story is in, right? Even in the visual novel, if you open your phone, it just goes up like that, right? And no animation, no sounds. I mean, obviously there's an animation, but no opening animation. There's nothing closing, nothing opening, right? So from that alone, we can say that this is not a flip phone. Now, let's get into a little bit of phone history, okay? So Steins Gate takes place in 2010, right? Now, as you might know, Mayuri owns a flip phone in the series. There's a picture of there right here. I think Mueka owned one too. I'm not sure if it was a flip phone, yes or no. But a lot of characters use flip phones. Now, why is that? It's because in 2010, even though there were actual smartphones, the iPhone 4 was already released in 2010. They weren't really the thing, right? And basically, flip phones were the most popular in 2009, right? So it's not weird that a year later, everyone or a lot of people still use a flip phone, right? I myself don't change phone every year. So sure, a lot of people use a flip phone. Well, what about the static models? Again, yes, they were used. However, they were from around 2007, 2008. Now, in 2010, that would mean it would be outdated for 2 to 3 years. Now, let's take a look to that. Let's actually take a look at an actual... oh, sorry, did I just move the camera? I did, sorry. Let's just take a look at an actual phone that used to exist, or still exists, and was relatively used. It was wildly used in 2009. It was still an older model. I don't have it right now, so I'm going to make a picture pop right there, I hope. And it's a Nokia N73. It's if you look at the phone, actually, you see that design-wise, it's somewhat similar to Okabe's phone, right? It has, the keys, the menu, and then just the screen. Nothing very special. And that is an older model. It's from 2007, 2008, right? But it was still used a lot in 2009. Now, let's look at Okabe's perspective. He's a poor guy. He doesn't have a lot of money. He usually has Mayuri pay for a lot of things, or Daru, or some shit like that, because he doesn't have a lot of money to spend. Now let's look from his perspective and buy a phone, right? You could get a flip phone, which is still widely used. It's used a lot, a flip phone, and they're still somewhat expensive. Or you could get an older model phone, which is outdated for a year 2 or 3. It's cheaper, and still a lot of people use it. It's still somewhat up to date. Now, if you were Okabe, what would you pick? The newer, more expensive phone, or the cheaper phone that's older but works fine, right? And I hope that would explain why he does not own a flip phone instead, because from his financial point of view, a static phone would be way better to get. And I think that is why he owns a static phone instead of a flip phone too, because it was cheaper. So yeah, that's basically it for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something, that Okabe's phone is not a flip phone, it's a static phone. Because he was basically too poor to buy a flip phone. That's the basics in my opinion. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this again. I'm not sure if I'm going to be making any more of these videos. This idea just popped in my head that a lot of people got it wrong, so I just wanted to cover it. Don't make the same mistake again, because now you know the truth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. El Psy Conquer.